So those were both 2 by 2 examples. Now we'll do a couple that aren't 2 by 2. -3, 2, 2. -1, -2, 0. So if we are multiplying these, what's the dimensions of this matrix first? 2 by 3. I'm going to take that there. 2 by 3, and what's the other one? 3 by 2. So can we multiply those? Yes, the middle numbers are the same. What are the dimensions? So we should end up with just a 2 by 2. So, on the other problems that we did, these 2 by 2s, we did row 1 times column 1. That's the same thing that you're going to do on these problems. So this top row times column 1. That's just going to be one number. You're going to add all three of those together. So you're going to do -3 times 1 plus, what would be the next thing we'd multiply? 2 times 4 plus 2 times 0. So row 1 and column 1, that's what we just did. So now we're going to do row 1 with column 2 right over here, just like we did on the other problems. So -3 times what? -2 plus, will be the next thing we'd multiply. 2 times 3 plus what? 2 times -1. And then we do row 2, column 1, and column 2. So -1 times 1 plus -2 times 4 plus 0 times 0. Again, those numbers in parentheses should be the same all the way down. So -1 times -2 plus -2 times 3 plus 0 times -1. So -3 plus 8 plus 0, what would that give us? What? And then 6 plus 5 minus 2 gives 9. And then -1 minus 8.
And then 6 plus 6 minus 2.
Yep. Good call. Which would be 10. -1 minus 8 plus 0 down here. What? Negative 1 minus 8. And 2 minus 6 plus 0 over there. Right. Yeah, and that's what I was just getting ready to say. There's an awful lot of opportunity in all of that mess to make a mistake also, just like that. If you leave out this negative or any of the negatives, it's going to be awful tough to end up writing. What ended up in a different order? This one? Yeah, it's got to be in that order. Yeah, it's got to look just like this. What did yours end up? Did you have 5 in the right spot? Yes, you must have done the bottom row with this number over here. You have these two switched up here? Column 2. Yeah, so you got to follow the order. Questions on that? I'd like to do one more of those as well. Is that the same matrices we did last time? Yeah, but it's in different order. See if that matters. What's the dimensions of the first one? 3 by 2. And the dimensions of the second one. So can we do this one? They're both the same. What should we end up with? So this time, using the same two matrices, just in different order, we should end up with a 3 by 3 instead of a 2 by 2. You still do row 1, column. So 1 times negative 3 plus what? Negative 2 times negative 1. It's probably not a bad idea if you do have a negative there to put that one in parentheses also. So that's going to be our top left number, row 1, column 1. So you go this way and do row 1, column 2, and row 1, column 3. So 1 times 2 plus negative 2 times negative 2. And 1 times 2 plus negative 2 times 0. And you do those same 3 for both of those two rows, row 2 and row 3. And again, knowing these numbers will always be the same, you can kind of use that as you go along. You know it's going to be 4 times negative 3 plus 3 times negative 1. Those numbers are going to be the same. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and write the answers in down here. If you wanna make sure you've got it, you can go ahead. If not, we'll go ahead and get working on your homework. It'll probably be a better use of our time at this point. But before we do, look at the bottom of page 180. I'm not gonna go over another example. It would just be time we could be using on homework. But it's kind of the same as the last examples of the last section. On example 5, they have 3 matrices there. They give you A, B, and C. And then, come back to that in a second.
Eric needs to go to the office.
Who?
Derek. Paige.
Who?
Paige Johnson.
They give you A, B, and C, and they want you to find A times B plus C. Okay? So what's the order of operations tell you to do first? The parentheses. So what you're going to do is write the B plus C matrices over here. You're going to get that answer, which will be a 2 by 2, which I think that's what they all are. And then you're going to take A times that answer. So first add these two, the B and C matrices, and get that one answer. And then take A times that. So just follow the order of operations and solve it. Up at the top of page 181, they want you to do AB plus BC. So you got to do your multiplication first and then add the 2. Find out what AB is, multiply those two, separately multiply BC, and then put those two answers together. Follow the order of operations. Problems for this section. It's 181 and 182. Through 26 even. And you can skip number 10. Yeah. Skip number 10 and then 32 and 34. So hurry and get that written so I can scroll up and put those answers in for anybody that had already gotten them. So that's what you should have ended up with on that one. If you had already gotten it, you might want to double check.